Coming up tonight on CTV News, finally we see what the future of Christchurch might look like. Welcome to CTV News, I'm Kenetta Knight. Today, the Christchurch City Council finally gave a glimpse of what the future of Christchurch City looks like by releasing the city plan. Emily Cooper has the latest.
After 9 months of intense work, in which Mayor Parker says would usually take 3 years, the Central City Plan was announced today.
So just a quick overview of what we really have, and that is, I think, a safe, sustainable, green, high-tech, low-rise city in a garden, a place for people.
Mayor Parker says it's an important day, both for the council and the city. He dedicated the plans to those we lost on the 22nd of February, their families, and those who were injured. But he says we have to be focused on the future and recognise the work that still needs to be done in the suburbs.
We don't have a lot of the past left. In many ways, many of those buildings that define the character of the city have been very, very hard hit. But underlying our city is a remarkable grid pattern of streets. One of only 6 cities in the world to have that really clearly defined grid. And we saw that as part of the heritage of this city. And this plan seeks to respect that.
The 4 avenues will also be made greener, and as part of the new public transport project, there will be a number of bus stations rather than just one.
So if you think of Beeley Avenue, it's green, it's treed, it's got grass down the middle. And Morehouse Avenue, which I think becomes actually a very important part of the retail fabric of the city. It already is, but it's pretty mixed. I think that's going to strengthen a lot, and there is an opportunity for us also to give the green feeling to that city. We've got a major project inherent in this plan, which is called Eco Streets, and it really is about how we green our streets. It's about how we use them to strengthen that feeling of a city in a garden. Again, bringing the park out into the city.
Mayor Parker describes the new city as a city in a garden. There are 10 major projects in place, which include making the Avon riverbanks more people-friendly and making the river weave through the city, a new light rail transport system, making Christchurch a greener city with low-rise buildings. Insurance money and the budget will help cover the $2 billion cost. The heart of the city, Cathedral Square, will become greener, and Christchurch Hospital will be redeveloped. There are also plans for a new central library.
So it's a low-rise city that we're looking for, and I just want to talk a little bit more about that. There's the cathedral as it was, and as it no longer is. But what we wanted to show was how buildings should relate, in our view, as a result of the submissions that have come in and the ideas that have come in to the cathedral. So we've shown in the central city area there 3 major heights. The first one is the central city core, the highest area in the city, and we're saying that that actually should be around 6 stories, and there we're putting in a 7th story as well, which would be in effect a bonus level for good design, good green design, and good urban design as well. And we've got an urban design panel. Every building that goes into the city will be required to go past this design panel so that we can ensure that we get the highest possible outcomes. But what we're showing here also is that this maximum height of 30 metres is also sloped back from the level of around the 5th floor. And that's about keeping the streets at human scale, so when you stand on the streets, you're not looking straight up at a 7-storey building, which is much lower than a number of the buildings in the city, but that you're actually standing in a more human-scaled environment. Remember, central city, slow traffic, very much activated streets on the ground plane. Then we move out to the next layer around that, which we're calling the fringe area, and there we're bringing the height down immediately outside those inner city core blocks to just on 20 metres. That's 4 stories as of right, and a bonus level if you're able to meet the criteria that we will be setting around the quality of the building and the sustainability, the greenness of that building.
The convention centre has to be demolished, but will be rebuilt, probably in the same place. There are also plans for an inner-city quake memorial to the victims of February's earthquake.
Lincoln University has been celebrating the success of its rugby teams, and there are high hopes for current and former students at the Rugby World Cup.
The university held a victory celebration for its rugby club outside its library yesterday to acknowledge a successful season. All 4 Lincoln University Rugby Club teams played in a final of the Christchurch Metro competition at the weekend. The under-20s, Colts and Division 2 teams all won their games, with the Division 1 team placing 6th overall.
I think it's been fantastic. I mean, it's really good for the university and particularly good for those students that have been involved in the teams. And given that the Lincoln University Club has only been reformed for 3 years, I think it's an outstanding achievement.
And Professor Field is looking forward to the Rugby World Cup, hoping to see the Webb Ellis Trophy held aloft by a Lincoln student.
I just give my best wishes to Sam Whitelock and the All Blacks. Sam Whitelock's a current Lincoln University student, and we wish them well in the balance of the year.
All Blacks Richie McCaw and Andrew Ellis are also former Lincoln students.
Coming up after the break, what's happening in Christchurch over the weekend? Welcome back. Students and teachers at Redcliffe's primary school are getting into the spirit of the Rugby World Cup. Their school is damaged and are currently based at neighbouring Sumner Primary School. But Redcliffe's is one of the first schools to take up the challenge by the Christchurch City Council's Adopt a Second Team, with France, their chosen country, to support. Rose McInnery, Year 3 teacher at Redcliffe, says students and teachers are learning about France at the moment. The people, the landmarks, the language. They're even planning on having a cultural day complete with French food. Christchurch City Council Marketing Manager Richard Stokes says the competition is a great way to involve children in the spirit of the tournament and to encourage them to learn about a different country at the same time. Other schools can join. Education providers need to fill in the online registration form by Monday the 22nd of August. The winning school will be named at the end of the Rugby World Cup 2011 and will receive breakfast for the entire school and a prize. All Christchurch schools have been invited to join in the festivities. For more information, visit www.rugbyworldcup.com/kidzone. Here's Emily Cooper now to let us know what's happening over the weekend in Canterbury.
Hi everyone, welcome to What's On. It's a big weekend for racing at Riccarton Park this weekend. It's the biggest day in the year for racing gallopers and jumpers, except of course for Cup and Show Week. It's the Grand National Steeplechase. Good weather is predicted for the weekend, so you can get the whole family out there for a day at the races. Pegasus Bay Drag Racing Club is also holding a meeting this weekend. Gates open at 12 and racing starts at 1, and it will finish as late as light will allow. Gate entry is $10 per person, under 12s are free. Race fee is $45 with a $10 discount on the presentation of gate ticket. Cars and bikes will need a current registration and warrant of fitness of course, and of course drivers need long pants and sleeves and a suitable helmet. And also, the New Zealand Film Festival starts in Christchurch this weekend, as well as the Christchurch Arts Festival. And it's the Press Cup Rugby Final this Saturday. The final will see St Bede's host Nelson College at St Bede's for a 12:30 start. Our rugby man Pete Smith says it should be a very close game. Now you can watch that on CTV at 11 o'clock in the morning and 6:30 p.m. Now, if you have any events you'd like us to mention, you can email me, emily.cooper@ctv.co.nz, or give Marianne a call at reception on 3777 033. That's 3777 033. See you back here next week.
Reid Stuyven from the EQC says 5,000 full inspections have been completed in this week alone, and says they are still on track to get all inspections done by their deadline.
So we've got 220 teams working hard on the ground in Canterbury, 40 of those in the Port Hills, 90 odd still working through the east and parts of the orange area, and the balance in Waimakariri area in the green zones.
Okay, so you've done 45,000 out of how many?
100 in total from September and February, over 360,000. But we'd inspected 130,000 prior to February. We then did the 180,000 rapid inspections, and now we've completed 45. So, yeah, still a few to go, but on track.
You are on track?
Absolutely.
So where's the deadline? What's the deadline?
Well, we're still working towards the 19th of December.
Okay.
And all our modelling over the last couple of weeks has showed us that we'll achieve that. Obviously, there's a couple of factors. Weather will impact if we get some more snow. But, you know, perfect world stuff, we'll get there.
Now, I know you introduced the iPads.
Yes.
How are they going?
Really well received. Guys really like them. A lot more accurate. A lot easier to produce the paper out the end of them. So we're working this week to get an email component on that so that when we've inspected your house, we can push the button and you'll get the documentation emailed straight away. So, yeah, really, really good. Big step forward. All
right. Now, how does it work out there on the field? Are there, like, 2 EQC inspectors, or is it just one person out there? How does it work?
2 teams of 2.
Yep.
One's an assessor, and we ask them to do the interface with the claimant. The other is a trade qualified builder, minimum qualification, so they quantify the damage, cost it out.
Okay, all right. Now, EQC has maintained a Standard & Poor's AAA rating. What does this actually mean?
It means that we're really well positioned to meet all the claims from the 12 events that have occurred since September 4. So I think in financial terms means we're in a really good position. People shouldn't be concerned that we're going to run out of money or we're not going to be able to pay their claim. Okay, so there will always be money there for EQC claims? Absolutely. For all of the events? Absolutely. All right. Now let's look at some of the facts. How many claims have you received all up? If you count them in insurance terms, over 560,000. So, but when you lodge a claim, Kanita, one claim covers your land, building and dwelling. So there's well over 363,000 of those. And as I said, 130 we'd seen after September, before February, and we've done 45,000 full inspections now. Okay, and how much has been paid out to people in Canterbury? Yeah, well over $1 billion. That includes over $100 million in contents payments. So I think in all we've paid well over 50,000 contents claims. So, and we're picking up speed on those as we speak, which is really positive. All right. Is there still, or why is there so much confusion surrounding the supporting documentation? Yeah, not sure about that. I've thought it was reasonably clear, but I work in the building, so I would. But if there is confusion, we've now got a template on the website. So if people are confused, they need just to check off what they're doing, go to eqc.govt.co.nz and they'll find it there. Okay. And that should give them a good basis to work from.
Welcome back. The markets are still fluctuating around the world, and it's a matter of waiting and seeing how it will affect New Zealand. Here's Warren Head with your weekly business update.
Well, our game of international financial tennis continued again today. In the last 24 hours, we've seen the world's markets go up and then down again. And of course, we followed suit in New Zealand today. And when our market opened this morning, it immediately fell about 55 points. That seems a lot, but that was about 1.7% on the start of the day. And I guess it's probably been a case of looking back over the past week and saying that's about half of where we were every morning, every other time we fell. About midweek, we saw the Australians pick up quite extraordinary turnaround on the Australian market about a day or two back, and that encouraged everybody. But there's more concern now about what's happening in Europe than it is in the United States, and the French were clobbered overnight, and that led everybody to more concern this morning. The problem about France is it's got sovereign debt. They have a AAA credit rating. The big issue now is whether or not they're going to lose that. Possibly, but possibly not. Nobody really knows. Every day is a new day. And somebody likened it to an exhaustive game of tennis, slogging backwards and forwards across the world market. So we see more of the same. Despite that, we've seen a very good result out today from Mainfreight, the national freight carrier, big international concern as well. It came out with a very, very good first quarter result, up about 109%. Including in it an acquisition that it made recently. Take the acquisition out, it was still pretty good, around about 30% up on pre-tax profit. And it immediately was punished. As they say in golf, no good score goes unpunished. And of course the market's open, and there was Mainfreight down about 22 cents. So it didn't make much difference on the day. Possibly over the longer term it will. During the course of the week too, we've seen a great result from Diligent, a Christchurch-based company which sells international board services. And we also saw quite a good result from Opus International, which is an engineering consultancy firm which expects to get a lot of work out of Christchurch. So the world goes on, and as the world reaches the weekend, we'll have a chance to take a quick breath, analyse it all, and we've followed it every day throughout the week on our Headliner website, www.headliner, and we'll wrap it up in next week's issue.
There's been a lot of controversy over the price that Adidas is forcing New Zealand retailers to sell the new All Blacks rugby jersey for. Pete Smith hit the streets today in Street Talk to ask, have you ever bought All Blacks memorabilia, and will you be buying any for the World Cup?
What a very sorry mess Adidas have got themselves into over the Adidas World Cup All Black jersey. Now, they're our team, we're hosting the World Cup, we want as much black as we possibly can, but Adidas decide, no, let's just rip the New Zealand punter off. Now, I personally don't wear All Black gear. I think that's the right of the All Blacks to wear it, but the fans love it. We want to be filmed, don't we, around the stadiums in New Zealand with a real show of black, real support. But all they've done is really shaft the New Zealand fan that wants to wear the World Cup jersey. We'll never get another World Cup in New Zealand. The All Blacks have got to have as good a chance this time as they've ever had. It's a new look jersey. Well done to Adidas for the design of the jersey, but hey, not the way they've tucked us up. Street question today is there a boycott? Will you buy them? Or will you just don't care how much they are, I want to be an All Black fan? That's the question we're going to ask today.
I buy Adidas when I'm in France.
Do you?
Yeah. Then it's authentic.
Yes. Do you think it's a bit of a rip-off, though, for the New Zealand fan, having to pay $220?
I think it's ridiculous. Yeah.
And badly handled by the company, I reckon.
Yeah, I just looked in the paper and it said that ours is the most expensive jacket, isn't it?
The jersey, yes.
The jersey, internationally.
Yeah.
You pay more in New Zealand than you do anywhere else, even in France.
And we're hosting the World Cup, for goodness sake.
Yeah, no.
Doesn't seem fair to me.
No, are you leading me with your questioning?
No, I'm not. I just wonder how you feel about it.
Yeah.
Would you buy one then?
Well, no, because rugby doesn't spin my wheels.
Even the World
I'm
Cup?
into the arts.
Even the World Cup?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, you'd want the All Blacks to win, though, wouldn't you?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Would you buy one?
No, not at that price.
Would you have bought one anyway, perhaps, beforehand?
If I win the lotto, yeah.
No, but before that you knew the price.
Definitely.
Do you buy a bit of All Black stuff?
Oh, I'm a rugby fanatic. No,
Yeah.
I don't go out of my way to buy everything All Blacks I see, though, but yeah.
Why they put the boot into us?
I don't know, mate, it's rude.
All Black replica jersey, are you buying one?
No, definitely not.
Why not?
Too expensive.
Would you buy one if they were cheaper?
Probably not.
Why not?
Just not really my type of clothing.
You don't get into it?
No.
What about you, me old mate?
I've got a classic All
Have you?
Blacks one. I'm just going to bust that up for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, would you, for the World Cup, would you have probably bought one?
For $100 maybe?
Yeah.
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 Reasonable price.
Yeah, why are we getting tucked up?
Consumerism. I don't know. It's the way of the future, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's our World Cup,
Yeah.
isn't
It is.
it? Yeah. What do
There's
you think
nothing
of
we
the
can do
jersey,
about
though,
it.
to be fair?
It's a good looking jersey.
I
I
reckon
like the white
smart, isn't
collar.
it?
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
You like the white collar?
White collar's great.
Yeah, it is good, isn't it? But they're just too dear.
Very dear, yeah.
Yeah. And when you're doing anything with the World Cup, you go to any games?
I'm pretty keen to go out to Auckland
Oh, yeah.
to get a bit of the old World Cup fever, because we're not going to get much down here, are we?
You're dead right. What are you going to do, me old mate?
Probably head up to Auckland with the boys, yeah.
Up with the boys? A bit of a boys' what weekend?
Probably will be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good on you.
I'm not really too sure, I'm sorry.
Would you pay $220 for one?
No, I can't say that I would.
Why not?
To be honest, I'm not really going to wear an All Blacks jersey, ever.
Do you not normally?
No.
No.
No, I support them and everything, you know, go the All Blacks, but I'm never going to wear one myself.
So you're a bit like me, I don't wear one either.
Yeah.
I think it's theirs, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like good on the team, you know, it's special to them, so.
What do you think of the new jersey, though?
Oh, they're looking good.
They look smart,
yeah,
don't they?
They
Yeah.
look very good.
Yeah.
Got no troubles with them. I like the white collar and yeah, I reckon the boys look very good and very smart out there.
Actually, I used to work for Adidas.
Oh.
For Lane Walker Rugcan.
Yes.
Yep. And the thing is that they're manufacturing those jerseys cheaper now than what they were 3 or 4 years back. So I think even if I was going to buy one, I probably wouldn't, because of the price that they're manufacturing for is less, so they shouldn't be charging more for them.
Why are they tucking us up then?
I have no idea. So everything gets more expensive, and that's pretty much it. I think
Not very fair for the fans, though, is it?
not particularly, but what are you going to do about it?
Boycott them.
Yeah, but this is a big event. I think boycotting it would be not such a good idea for the country as a whole.
Well, I probably wouldn't look that flash in it, actually, to be honest.
You're the most honest answer.
I wouldn't look like Dan Carter.
Yeah. Would you pay $220?
No.
No. Do you think it's fair?
I can understand Adidas wanting to make money. I mean, they're a business, but in this current economic climate, I think there's a lot of people would probably say, well, $220, I'd rather go to the game. And I would rather go to the game than buy the jersey.
Finally tonight, the University of Otago has established a prize for a student in the memory of a CTV staff member who died in February's quake. The Rhys Brookbanks Prize in Writing will be bestowed annually to a student at the Department of English who demonstrates a skill in writing. Rhys Brookbanks was 25 when he died in the CTV building collapse. He was a journalist and a loved member of the CTV news team. Rhys studied history and English from 2005 at Otago and has recently completed a postgraduate diploma in journalism at Canterbury University. That's CTV News. I'm Canetta Knight.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.